Guys, welcome to The Take. As you know, I'm Luke Jacob, AKA Tyson. I'm a combat sports athlete. I'm 11-4 across all combat sports. I compete in MMA, boxing, kickboxing, jiu-jitsu tournaments. I'm a competitor in life. I also run a finance company, and this is The Take. What I want you guys to take from this, I want to elevate people's lives through speaking to. Fuck me, I fucked that up. Anyway, who cares?
Doesn't know we're doing
Who
this
cares?
live.
Who cares?
We're doing it live.
That's it. That's the intro.
Hey,
All right,
is
so
there
today-
anything the man doesn't do? What don't you do?
I don't fuck up. No, anyway, listen, today we're with Coach Azza. You guys might know Coach Azza from my Instagram. If you know me personally, you'll know who Coach Azza is anyway. And yeah, I'm probably blessed to have the first guest being a friend of mine. So yeah.
That's good to hear, man. First guest. I'm happy to be here, man.
Yeah, I don't want to
Happy be
get
here for
into the generic
Yeah.
shit like how are you? I don't really care about that. What's
is
going
cool,
on?
man. This
Let's
is cool.
talk about you, bro. Straight away off the bat. Coach Az, maybe I should have been a little bit more prepared. Do you want to tell people a little bit about your background and then we'll get into the nitty-gritty stuff?
Yeah, definitely, man. Look, this is pretty cool because, guys, we're actually friends. We're longtime friends, and it's it's an honor to do this podcast with one of my boys. It's a little bit more intimate now. I've done a lot of these podcasts where it was more serious, where this one's more of an intimate type of vibe. So I'm happy and I'm cool to be here, man. And thank you for letting me be here.
Bro.
But yeah, I mean, where do I begin? Look, let's just keep it short and simple. Coach Azza is my personal training brand name. I do focus, my niche group is training women. I focus on a program which is called Box Lift Burn, and that derives from my gym, which I'm part owner with Top. He's been here before as well too, and it's called Box Class. I am a father of two. I have a boy and a girl, and they're 5 and 2, and I'm a proud father of two. Anything else we can talk about?
That was hot. I literally just snorted into the microphone. You can edit that out, eh? Yeah?
No, don't edit these. Hey, we're not editing anything here. We're doing stuff live,
you did forget about Box Class promotions and fight camp, but we'll get into that.
I did.
We'll get into that. I'm a great host, bro. I will, whatever you miss out on, I'll pick you right back up.
I feel like this is gonna be a good podcast. So
Yeah.
It's gonna be a lot of laughs. I love this one.
Hopefully, you've got to laugh in life. I guess life can't be too serious. Anyway, so let's talk about you mentioned you're part owner of Box Class. You on Top. Let's talk about where it's the origination of Box Class, because we spoke about it in the vlog. But let's talk about so people that don't know you don't know that you were so when I first met Az, he was the
National Fitness Director of UFC.
Yeah, so he was the National Fitness Director of UFC. When I first met him, I thought maybe he would be my into the UFC, but that didn't pan out as promised. But anyway, I'm just joking. So you were the National Fitness Director of UFC. How did you get that position? Because that's a massive position.
I actually haven't talked about this, to be honest. That's a good question. Well, basically, I got offered from a friend to manage a place part time. He sort of headhunted me. I was managing a gym at Rudy Hill at the time, and he reached out to me, man, because I trained with him at the gym at Revolutions. I used to train with him, and he reached out to me and he said, man, you'd be a good fit here as just a normal floor manager. And he goes, I could offer you a part-time role. Would you be keen? And, at the time I was thinking, you know what, maybe that's too much on my plate managing 2 gyms at once. But as with everything I do, man, I just dive head first. And I was just like, man, you know what? I'll take it, bro. And first things first, what I did was when I first came into that role, I told him, man, just give me about 2 weeks. I want to suss out the floor. I want to become like a low-key member, like a secret shopper type of thing.
Yeah.
So with me, I like to observe everything. I like to see what people do.
This is before you started?
This is before I started. So, I mean, if I'm talking about things that I always do first, I just like to observe people. I like to observe their character. I like to observe how, they sell products all the way from the counter to your membership consultants to all the trainers and the vibe that they do.
So you were going to do all of that even if you were going into the role part-time?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
So I didn't do it paid. I just did it because, if I was going to take the role, then I need to look at stuff from a secret shopper's perspective and what needs to be fixed and how I need to fix it. So basically from the ground up, from walking into the gym, seeing if the receptionists were going to greet you, the membership building phase as well too, membership consultant phase, do they take personal care? Was there systems in place there as well too? And then when you join up, what packages do they give you? And after that, is there a certain amount of care when you become a member as well too? So I just checked the processes from the front of the house first, and then once I became a member, I literally just made myself at home, introduced myself to everyone, all the coaches, all that type of stuff.
And no one knew that you were going to get a role there?
Nah, no one knew. So if Fawaz, Tony, Joash, if you guys are watching, I was watching you from the beginning. I was watching what you guys were good at, what you guys were lacking. That's what I was looking at. So basically I looked at all of the trainers and I would just watch how they would PT with their clients. I'd watch how they'd interact with people. I'd watch how they would bring a community together with people. Are they people? Do they have a lot of people skills?
So you weren't. Sorry that you're talking. You weren't there from the start.
I wasn't there.
I always thought you were there from the start.
No. I got brought in probably about five months later.
Okay.
So they opened up, and then about 5 months later, they were looking for someone to actually look after the role, because the guy that was in the manager role took the national fitness director role. So basically, my stepping stones became the same thing as that.
Yeah, okay.
Came from part-time to full-time to then the national fitness director as well too.
Now, I'm a Syrian, so we are very wary of our finances. You mentioned you were a member. You were a member first. Now, when you got the job there, were you still a paying member, or did they cancel the membership?
No, I told obviously Dean, the guy who was the general manager at the time, I said, this is what I'm going to do. But obviously we just went through all the process of it. He didn't process it out. You know what I mean? So I methodically looked at everything from that perspective of just looking at the floor, what needs to be fixed. I looked at all of the trainers. I looked at all of their characteristics, and I went from there. Because in my previous role at Rudy Hill, when I was managing the place before, that was my role. I was building trainers up. I was helping them scale their business from $0 to $1,000 a week, plus more, that you can make over $2,000 to $3,000 if you're a really good personal trainer.
So do you get a cut? Do you get a cut? Oh, I don't know how gym personal trainers and stuff work. Like I've for the past 10 years, I've literally just mainly been in like MMA gyms or boxing gyms. So do you, as the manager, get a cut of how much how does that all work? Like,
no, it doesn't. So there's always different structures. So the Rudy Hill structure was a 70-30 basis. So they would get 70%, the gym would get back 30. And in UFC, they had a rent-based system. So basically they'd spend, I think it was $250 a week to rent the space out, but they would also have to run their classes, about 5 classes a week as well too, to keep up with their rent and schedule. That's how they would work it. So you as like the manager wouldn't get you don't get a cut out of that? A salary.
So what are your like KPIs or like what are your targets?
For me, I didn't really need to hit the KPI. My sole job was to create the systems in the gym floor space, i.e. the vibe, how the trainers are coached. Were they good with customer service? Were they good with their clients? Was the quality of care of the actual whole gym space, was that getting looked after? And obviously all of the members and making them feel good, that was my job. But in return, I created a system where the coaches were great. We knew someone was going to come in to sign up. We'd look after them as well too. So if we knew a member was going to come in for a trial, I'd say, hey, let's say Fawaz, for example. Fawaz, bro, this girl's coming in for a trial. I need you to look after him. I said, you know what to do when it comes to signing this person up as a client. So you look after her as soon as she walks into the gym. As soon as she goes into your class as well too, there's a certain quality of care and systems in place for that person to get signed up. And then he would then sign them up for a personal training session. So I created systems where, number one, for the gym to attain a member, but then for also my coach to attain a personal training client, which in turn, that money would go into his pocket.
Yeah.
Which in turn makes them happy as well too, because I'm helping them build their business.
That's one thing that I've obviously coached a little bit and done a couple of PTs, but one thing I couldn't, like, you probably know me, like at first I am a little bit shy, But bro,
It doesn't seem like that at all.
No, it doesn't.
He's actually a big teddy bear, guys.
And the people that are
Don't be
watching, they're
fooled by
probably
this
like,
exterior.
hey, they're probably like, how the fuck does he know what KPI means? I'm smart, you know? Don't let the beard and the head fool you.
It's a numbers game. So, I mean, if I would say...
So what I was going to say is, how would you overcome, like, if you're speaking to like a first-time coach or someone that is shy, and obviously like a girl comes into the class or, you know, a girl comes in for a trial, like obviously like okay, so first of all, you need to be confident enough to talk. Like you can't be shy. That's first of all. Second of all, like, how do you know like where to not cross the line between being a coach and then like giving words of encouragement to then them feeling like, okay, this guy's flirting with me a little bit. Do you get what I mean?
I mean, it just depends on how you deliver everything that you do, really. When a person comes in, I'd say that's from learned habits as a personal trainer. I've been in the industry for 15 years, you know, so first 5 seconds you meet someone, you really know what type of character they are, whether they're timid, whether they're shy, whether they're outgoing. You sort of know, I mean, in time, if you're obviously in this industry for a very long time, you know how to speak to this person. And there are systems and processes in place as well too. If you look at the person and they're walking in a certain type of way, there can be certain ways on how you treat someone. You know, whether it be your tone of voice, whether it be the way you walk up to them, whether if you stick your hand out to shake their hand. There's certain ways that you can sort of see already before when that person walks in, you know how to speak to them. It's all communication and it's learning, obviously, body language, how they look at you. You know, if they look at you, if they're not looking at you, looking down, then you know they're a bit shy. You know they're a little bit intimidated. So you need to work around that.
Did you do, like obviously there's like courses or there's like online stuff, there's books about like reading body language and stuff like that. When you were training to become a personal trainer, did you do any of that, or it just comes naturally?
I didn't do courses, man. I did a lot of reading. I did a lot of YouTube, man. Because I'm a hustler, man. I want to know. I want to know the game. I want to know the art of selling. Yeah. That was my sole mission, to learn how to be a great salesman, but to not be that pushy salesman and do it in a way where I know I'm going to get a sale by the systems and processes that I put in place. Yeah. And that's what was from learned habits, from reading books, watching YouTube every day. You look, obviously I fell off a little bit as well too. I do suggest people don't fall off that platform where you just do like daily hours worth of work and study. But that's all I did, man. I studied. And subconsciously when I look back at that now, it's just like, man, did I actually do enough? I actually did. You know, but then now I don't have a system in place where I study. I should implement that back into my lifestyle.
Yeah, that's 100%. That's like when you're running a business and the business is busy, you can't just stop hunting for new business, because once the current business goes, you'll be back like at like square one or whatever.
Yeah, look, it's chaos, man. Look, it's chaos, man. When you're running 2 gyms and then you have a personal training business and you're a father.
Yeah, so that's what that's what I actually wanted to get into. So you started obviously as a manager, part-time manager, etc., worked your way up to the fitness director. Where did the idea of box class come from? Because I want to talk about box class, then I want to talk about your personal training, then I want to talk about box class promotions and how you are juggling all of that with your own. Because, bro, you're an animal right now. Like, I tell you, every time I see this guy in the gym, I'm just staring at him like, probably gets a bit worried, you know? But he's gone through a massive transformation himself. So I want to talk, and if you guys haven't got the gist of it yet, I want this podcast to be about fitness, mental health, and business, and mold it all into one and elevate people's games.
Bro, I love that.
So...
That's a lot, but so I think I'll obviously just shorten everything
down. Yeah, we don't have all the time in the world. Yeah. Yeah.
So basically with the what was the first question again? Sorry.
Okay, so where did the idea? Okay, you're the fitness director of UFC. At that time, it was thriving. Yeah, I remember it was pumping. Everyone was joining.
It was legit. It was mad.
It was that was the gym to join up at. It had everything: combat sports, your commercial weights. It had every aspect.
Yeah.
What did you see that you thought to yourself, I can do better and make it my own?
Oh, mad. So basically, look, me and my business partner Top, it was very simple. The process of opening box class was very simple. We wanted to stay in UFC. I haven't actually spoke about this at all, to like live or anything like that. We wanted to stay at UFC, and just with every other businessman, if you ask yourself, more so for a pay rise or for you're hitting your KPIs, you're hitting your numbers, and they aren't delivering or they're not looking after you, then at some stage you're going to have to get out the door. And basically at the time, I was the national fitness director. Top was the national striking coach as well too. So we were working together. When we opened up gyms, we would set up personal trainers. We'd pick about anywhere between 6 to 8 trainers.
Sorry, so you were actually opening up. So when they were expanding, it was you guys that were in control.
Yeah, so let's say Melbourne opened up. He would put a crew together. Myself and Top would go there. I'd interview personal trainers, and then I'd say, okay, Top, these are the 6 personal trainers here. Would put them on through an onboarding process, and then Top will put them through the combat side of things for them to learn over a certain amount of time. That was myself and Top's role, and that's how we connected as business coaches, business partners and friends. So now we're long-term friends, we're business partners, but let's just go back onto obviously how box class was built. Literally, we knew the processes of opening the gym. We knew that the UFC type of structure was great as well too. I knew that I had coaches that were ready to come with me as well. And I knew that I had members that would come with me as well too and follow us, because we were just great people, great coaches, and we set a great community. Basically, when we didn't get what we wanted, when we asked for a pay rise, we just looked at each other and just went, bro, it's time to go. That's literally it.
And box class was formed.
We didn't look it's not that sort of the box class was formed. We just looked at each other and we were just like, bro, we need to find a gym. We need to find a warehouse space. And we just went headhunting for warehouse spaces. We relinquished our roles as directors. We were just personal trainers in the gym at the time because they wanted to keep us there. And in that time, we started looking for gyms, warehouses. And
that would have been like a massive jump for you, because obviously you were going away from the security of a salary to then finding your own place, paying rent, paying wages, not knowing the income was going to come in. Because I can turn around and say, yeah, bro, I'll leave with you. I'll become a member. But then, like maybe 50% people don't. They just stay where they are.
It's not even 50%. 20% will come along with you. But like I said, as with everything I do, man, to be honest, we didn't even have that money to open up this gym. I had all of my PTs still filtering in. I had a little bit of saved money for the gym. I put it all back into the gym, and we actually had no money. Same as Top. We had no money. So we put all of the money that needed to be put into the gym. Guys, if you're opening up a gym, there are hidden costs here, right? You have obviously your bonds where you have to pay for 3 months, and then you have to pay 3 months rent up front as well too. Then you have insurances to pay for. Then you have to pay for DA, council, Strata. The list goes on, bro. Yeah, it goes on.
So okay, so you've opened up box class now.
Yeah.
How did you generate members to come through the doors?
Well,
sorry, wait. Before we get into that, where did the name box class derive from?
Well, the name box class derived from my business partner Top, and basically we just to put it simple, is that he was good at boxing and we delivered classes, right? So literally it was that easy.
Yeah.
Box class, it made sense. And it actually was a cool name. And obviously we got some inspo from a lot of Instagram pages, and we wanted to have that sort of Miami boutique type of vibe, or like Cali type of vibe.
Yeah. And like for everyone that hasn't seen box class, you've got that like when you first opened up, it was, I think like there wasn't many gyms that looked like that, but that sort of industrial sort of look. And then back then the ropes had the wood. You had like what were those ropes?
It was like
not wooden.
It was sailor's ropes.
Yeah,
so it was that. It was that like it's sort of like this oak wood color.
That's right. Yeah, the brown looking rope. Yeah, so it had like a nice feel to it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then obviously, you've got your boxing classes. You had the Metcons, the strength and conditioning classes. Then you've got like I feel like you've just gotten everyone's dreams and put it together. Like if you want to lift weights, you can lift weights. If you want to hit the bag, there's bags there. If you want like a F45 style class, we do those classes as well. It's pretty much everything. So back to my question, how did you bring in the members?
So this was methodically planned as well too. Like I said, with everything that I do, I knew I was going to have a time and space where I would have to plan for us to hit a certain type of amount, a certain number of members, for us to hit the rent that was supposed to be paid when we moved. So basically, I just obviously told people I'm opening up a new gym. I'm happy for you to follow me if you want to come through. But I knew that I delivered a good quality service. I knew people were going to follow me. I knew I had coaches already up and running as well too. And at the time as well, I knew I had that community on lock that would follow me. So I planned it.
Yeah.
I planned it. I had a 6-month period. Then I started planning the journey of how Box Class was getting made through social media. And as that plan and journey went through, a lot of people were involved and they loved the process of me building that. So they know that, okay, Azza started here.
They felt like they were a part of the journey.
Yeah, they felt like they were part of the journey. So I documented everything about the journey. It didn't even necessarily need to look cool. Like literally, I was training my clients there in that gym, in that industrial gym, and nothing was there. I still got clients to this day I'm training now. It's 8 years later.
Wow.
You know, so they were with me when there was nothing in the gym. We literally had just that open floor space, and we just had myself, Top, we had Kevin at the time. We were all just PTing, and Sam, we were all just PTing in this industrial space. But bro, it was mad. Like, it was mad. We had nothing there, but it was our own space. It was mad. We knew, and I could just see everything. Like, I could see everything laid out and how we wanted it. And Top was the same as well too.
Yeah.
He could see the ring in the middle. He could see that.
So none of that was there yet?
None of it was there.
Wow.
None of that was there. Top's really good at a keen eye of looking at a place, and he'd be like, wow, okay, this is how the place needs to look. Whereas I look at the business and I would say, okay, this is how we need to build and hit KPIs for the gym. Right. So that's how it would work. And we just played off each other, and we just knew that we needed to deliver a certain thing.
How were you, like, obviously you had the members that you knew would follow, but how did you attract new members? Like, what did you do to...
Marketing, man. Marketing.
And where though? So like, did you reach out to like local real estate agents and try and get their database? No. Like, just online?
Instagram was my thing, man.
Yeah.
Instagram was my thing, and Instagram still is my breadwinner to this day. I've tried a lot of things, man, but nothing beats consistent posting and consistent stories.
Yeah.
Literally.
And back then would have been a bit harder because I don't think there was reels.
It was actually a lot easier back then.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It was actually a lot easier back then, man, to be honest. Now everything's saturated with Facebook ads, trying to do reels every single day. And then you have to have, like, let's say, for example, if you're marketing, there's a reel, you need to have a pain point, which is a hook. Then you need to have a solution to that. Whereas before, literally, I would just document and post the journey and the vibe and the coolness of it. Like literally everything's all saturated now. Whereas before, literally I had a group of like 30 people. We're there, I'd video the class, we're mucking around, we're being ourselves. You'd look at the gym as well too. There wasn't much of the gym, but we made it look the part as well too.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say so much fake it till you make it type of vibe, but you obviously have to video the classes and the place to look a certain way. And as soon as they got there, man,
that's a manifestation pretty much.
Yeah, literally, man. It's all vibe. That's literally how I base all of my things.
And it is a good vibe. Like when I walk into box class, obviously you're my strength and con coach. Like when I walk into box class, it's a mad vibe. And obviously like I go for like you know?
Look, everything's all about vibe.
Cut that part out, yeah.
Everything is all about vibe and the energy that you set. Like literally every single day, you got to show up and you got to set a certain type of vibe. And even on the days that you don't want to show up, you still got to show up as, you know, as a business person, as a father, as a man, and everything that you do. Because man, you can't fall off the stuff that you do as a male, bro. You gotta just keep
it's
going.
It's gonna affect everything.
Other people,
it'll affect your business. It'll affect your kids. It'll affect everything.
Yeah.
Now, I wanted to talk about that. You're managing box class as a business, but you're also still running your... Bro, I talk with my hands a lot, eh? So you're managing box class as a business, as a whole, but then you've also got Coach Azza. Okay, now, this is something... Well, yours sort of goes hand in hand, but it's something that I struggle with because obviously I've got my finance company, but I also fight and blah, blah, blah. And I'm not your usual finance guy you're going to find in a suit. You know what I mean? I'm like how I am now, you know? I'm sort of in that process where I'm trying to marry them together and make them blend. So like people expect me to be me, whether they're talking about fighting or finance or whatever. That's where I started with that slogan, I'm the broker that'll fight for you. How do you manage running box class as a whole to then doing the Coach Azza, doing your PTs. You know, like obviously if I'm going to be working for you as a PT, I want to know that,
Yep.
you know, you're not just getting all of the work. I'm like, if people are coming through the door, I might get a little bit of it as well.
Yeah, yeah.
How are you separating it? How are you managing your own personal brand and your own personal business?
Everything all intertwines together. Box class is the forefront product, and you have 4 walls. Literally, it's like, what can you do inside of these 4 walls to maximize your full potential out of here? And that's what makes it so easy, is that I just have to be at one place at one time. And when it comes to classes and my personal training business, there's no difference or disparity there. Like literally, if I'm there and I'm training my clients, I can set the tone for how the environment or the whole place needs to be, because I'm watching. Number one, I'm watching all of my coaches. I'm watching a new person come in, but I'm also looking after my client and I'm interacting with my client. So if I'm observing while I'm training my client and I look at a coach and they're not setting a certain type of vibe or environment for a person, I can come pull him up later and say, hey, bro, the standard of your class wasn't up to the standard that I want, right? So I need to be there. I put myself into a place where I could be there. I could run my own personal training business. And then obviously my coaches would look after my members. It's a system.
Yeah.
It's a system. And it's a learned system over a certain amount of time, a period of years. I'm not going to say like you can't just do it straight away. You can, but for me to do it over the past 8 years, this is a learned habit for me. So I can see things that people don't see.
Yeah.
And for me to build my brand,
it becomes second nature to you,
absolutely.
pretty much.
Number one, box class always comes first. That's always number one priority on my list. And whether it comes to the posting, whether it comes to the members, whether it comes to the stories, the marketing, anything to do with the business, that's always going to be a priority. But inside that business, even if I do market myself, I'm marketing that I'm inside box class.
Pretty much, yeah.
And my niche group is women.
Yeah,
I train women ages 35 to 48. I know my niche market.
So you've got the box lift and burn.
Yep.
And obviously I see your reels. But this guy loves the camera, eh? This guy loves the camera. But yeah. But anyway,
I think you like it more.
I see hard. I see your reels.
You're just making me feel comfortable. Guys, it's a great podcast. Yeah. It's done.
Anyway, so I see your reels. You've got the box lift and burn, but this is not, it's sort of unfair because I've seen everything. I've seen how you've revamped. So box class has Smithfield and Smith and Grange. I've seen how you revamped Smith and Grange. Then I've seen how you revamped your own Coach Azza business. And now I'm looking at you revamping like Smithfield box class pretty much.
Yeah.
So it's cheating for me because I already know. But like, so what I want to sort of ask is like how, when you're uploading, like when you're sort of revamping Coach Azza, how are you also bringing more business to box class, as in like filling up the classes, gym, stuff like that?
Yeah. So once again, it just boils down to systems, man. I have the same system for box class all the time. I need to put a CTA, which is a call to action. I need to put a post on whether it be testimonials, whether it be something about the gym and community, or whether it be something on an educational platform. I have a system that's in place every single day for box class. So I need to hit that or tick that box every week. Not even every week, every single day. I'm pretty anal. I like to post every day. So I set myself half an hour, story, post, box class, done. Okay, now my receptionists have a role as well too. Anyone who enters
Shout out Maria.
And Julie as well too, and Chelsea. So they're my Smith and Grange ones.
Oh, okay.
But so my receptionist has a role too. So when someone follows box class, then there's a system there as well too. There's a reach out.
Yeah. Maria told me about that.
Yeah, there's a reach out. You start conversation. I spark it. If they don't reach out, I send a video. And then if they don't reach out again, I check up on them again. So at least reach out about 3 times there. That eases the load on my end as the business owner and trying to get people into the gym for the marketing there. I know that there's going to be a funnel of people coming in. So that's going to tick my box there. I've done my job. I've done my story. I've done my marketing. Now I'll put the system in place for the girls to look after it. But then also once the member comes into the gym as well too, then the coaches have to look after it. Then there's a system there as well too.
Yeah.
Where the coaches, like I said, previously before in this conversation, they will look after the member from all the way to the start and then all the way down to the end of the signing process. And when it comes to Coach Azza, literally, I'm in the process of just building myself, man. Past 4 months, you could probably just see, bro, I've just been all in, bro. Physically, mentally, emotionally, just...
Bro, this guy, I was literally like, that literally went into the next question I had to ask.
Yeah.
You're
I already
managing...
knew. I could read you, bro. This is what we do.
This is interconnection. All right, so I don't know if that's the word, but anyway. So your teleconnection? I don't know.
I don't want to even try to say that word, bro.
So you're managing a business, you're managing Coach Azza, but you're going through this massive transformation yourself. How are you managing all of these things whilst still taking care of yourself, like your own fitness, obviously it's easier for you, you're in a gym, but like it's still a bit hard when you're running a business. How are you taking care of your own fitness regime?
Well, to be honest, man, 4 months ago, it was tough, man. Like, it's easy for people to say, you work at a gym, you can keep yourself fit. That's not the case. Look at all the things that I'm looking after. Like, where do I actually find time to actually train myself? To be honest, bro, it was hard. There was too much things going on. I got 2 kids as well, 2, 5 and 2. You're running 2 businesses, okay, two gyms. You got your own personal training business inside that gym as well too, and then you got to look after the coaches. Did
you tell yourself, look, this is a non-negotiation, I'm going to be training at this time, this date?
Was that what it was? Just looked at my kids one day, man, and I just went, man, I've got so much potential and these kids don't even know. You know what I mean? They're probably looking at me now, they're looking at me thinking I'm great, but you know, I want them to see more potential out of me, man. You know, I want them to look at me and say, you know, my dad was a beast, straight up. I just looked at my kids and I said, man, look, it's time, man. There ain't no excuses. Like, literally, 4 months ago, I just looked at them and I said, there ain't no excuses right now. Like, there is no limit to what I could actually achieve.
100%.
So it's not so much the business was on the back end. I prioritized myself first, whether I had to wake up at 3 a.m. to go train. And I made sure, obviously, I cooked my meals all the way through. I got a coach, shout out to Danny. You know, he looked after me as well. He looked after my structure of my program, all that type of stuff. He was supposed to be here today. We've been in mad chat.
Danny, yeah.
Yeah, but he got the rig in shape. All props to him, but obviously I did the work as well too. And look, as you start working on yourself physically as a male, man, you feel good.
Yeah, 100%.
That's it. Like,
one thing you touched on there was like looking at your kids and pretty much wanting to reach your full potential for them. That's something that obviously, like I went through a breakup. I think everyone already knows now because of my like past podcasts and just my Instagram and all that crap. But obviously, so when we first went through the breakup, it was hard for me. Like, I was blessed enough to have like mates like you, Lance, and all that to sort of see me through. And I was blessed enough to be able to fight. I used, like, just how you said you wanted to train, I used like fighting as my escape. Like, I became so numb to pain because of fighting that like I was numb to what was going on around me anyway. But then like so I was like, so when I first went through my breakup, it was ugly. Like, there was a time where I didn't see my daughter for a couple of months. And then during that time, like, if I literally didn't have fighting, I think, bro, like, I don't know where I would be, because even though I did have fighting and I was in great shape back then, every time I would be out of fight camp, bro, I would turn to the drink straight away. I'd be getting plastered. Like, I'd be drinking. I'd still be training, but I'd drink, trying to escape my issues. Even though at the time I felt like I was numb because, like, you know, like I had so many distractions. I felt like I was doing all right, but I wasn't. Like, I felt like, yeah, I'm in great shape, I'm traiing, but then I would still turn
you still had your voices there.
Yeah.
Your voices were still there.
After the fights and stuff like that. Last year, when I actually said, bro, enough's enough, I'm actually going to try fight, like, work on myself and fight my demons and all of that. Bro, like, I wasn't training as much. And I'll get into this later, like, you know what's going on with the gym and all that. But I wasn't training as much. I was drinking a lot more. And then I just said, enough's enough. Like, I got to stop drinking. I got to stop. I got to, like, I pretty much clicked and I said, like, it's good that you're going through this, because, like, I felt like I looked at you and I'm like, bro, enough's enough for me as well. Like,
Yeah.
I've got a daughter that I need to show her what I'm capable of.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if I can go into a cage or a ring and fight someone, then I can fight my biggest enemy, which is me.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely. We're our biggest enemies. 100%.
Yeah. So, what would you say to people that, like, that sort of were going through something like me? Like, I'm looking at two roads. I'm either going down this road where it's drinking, it's drugs, it's vices, or it's this road where it's I can do the fitness route, I can be healthy, I can be my best self.
Yep.
What would you say to those people? Because I'm sure like you've coached a lot of people that are sort of looking at those two paths.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you've probably been through that yourself as well. So, well, don't tell me because I'm already past that. Not past that. I'm already like deep down this road. I'm walking back here. I'm trying to get back to the middle as well.
We're working together. We're mates here. So we pull each other out of whatever we need to do.
Yeah.
You know?
So what would you say to people that are looking down those two paths? Like, what's some? I don't even know how to ask this question.
That's actually an easy answer, man.
Yeah.
You put God first. You put God first with everything that you do. God is the center of your life. Jesus Christ is always going to be there for you. He's going to steer you into the right direction. You're going to go to where you need to go. It may not be the path that you expect, but he's teaching you a lesson. So if you put God first and you put your faith in God, then he's always going to steer you into the right direction. Like straight out, that's all you need. There may be things in your life where things are falling apart, but if you have faith in God and you stay staunch with that, then you know that anything's possible. Like anything, whatever you're in at the moment, it's just a period in your life that you're going to get out of, or you're just going through a different journey. You're going through a different road. So even if you have the fitness side, or even if you have your vices, these are still vices here. But if they don't have God in the center of their life, then they're still lost.
1,000,000%.
That's it. That's all I have to say. Straight out. That's all I have to say. If you have God in the center of your life, then you can be as stable and strong as a man because you have faith in him and he ingrains all of this strength back into you. That's literally how I center my life and how I center everything I do. So these things here are just vices. Even fitness is a vice. It's a getaway. This is a getaway. But who are you when you're in your room by yourself, sitting alone, and there's silence and you're talking to yourself?
Bro, that's so true. You know why that's so true? Because
that was good, eh?
That was hectic. But do you know why that's so true? Because like for me, bro, I was probably at the peak of my fitness around October, November 2023. I was fighting for the Urban Fight Night title.
Yeah.
I was at the peak of my fitness. Peak, bro. I was sober. I wasn't I was so disciplined, bro. Like I showed you photos. Like when I had the
you were a
six
beast.
pack and that.
You were a beast,
bro. But that's when I actually started going to church as well. Like I really started working on my faith because I always told myself every time I've gone through something bad in my life, I turned to God. But during that time, I felt like I was actually like I was good. And I'm like, I want to finally give thanks to God when I'm going through, like when I'm actually feeling good.
Yeah.
You know, like you always need God, good or bad, you always need
absolutely.
God. So, but when I started going to God, bro, there would be because 2023, I broke up 2021. I had 2 years of bottled up emotion.
Yeah.
Bro, I had some prayers where I would be in church and I go to like church late at night, open.
I see. Like 11 o'clock at night.
Yeah. Bro, there would be times where I'd be praying and my prayers would just turn into like weeps. Like, bro, I'd be bawling my eyes. Like I'm getting goosebumps now because I'm remembering.
I'm getting goosebumps too,
bro.
Man.
And I would be talking to God and just crying, like just everything would be pouring out of me. And then I started finally feeling the shackles of what was holding me down that was like being removed from me. And bro, I'm not even talking.
That's really nice to hear.
Yeah, like I'm not talking like I'm not no perfect Christian or anything like that. Because after that happened, that's when I dived deeper into alcohol. Because I was actually fighting
the other way around.
Well, I started like things were coming at me that like I couldn't control. We don't have much longer, but I'll get into this later on. But things were coming at me that I couldn't control.
Yeah.
And even though I was praying, I'm like, why am I facing these things that I thought I've already beaten? And they were coming back at me.
It's the surrender, man.
Yeah.
Like you completely surrender yourself to God.
And also, bro, the devil doesn't want you close to God. Absolutely. So he's going to come at you.
So that's why you just have to surrender yourself. Like, here, God, here I am. Take me for who I am, all my flaws, everything that I do. You look at yourself in the mirror, and when you're ready to release all of that, then calm, bro.
Yeah.
Calm. That's
And
it.
I've felt that calm.
Yeah.
I've felt that, but I've also felt the war as well. And I think I'm cooked. I think I'm the type of person that my mind needs to be a war. Like my mental state needs to be war. Like I don't know why. Like I had a perfect upbringing.
People thrive off chaos, bro. Like, you know.
I think
like,
that's what it is with me. Like it can't be too calm because something's wrong. You know what I mean? It's weird. I'm cooked. But anyway, look, talking about fighting, you've got box class. That was a little bit too deep. But
that was good, but I like that.
we'll need you on again so we can continue that. All right. Box class promotions.
Yep.
Where did that come from?
Box class promotions literally came out last year, so we did a
Why?
re-sign
Well,
release.
again,
The story?
no, like what flaw did you see in promotions that you thought, you know what, I'm going to take this on myself?
I didn't see a flaw in promotions. The long story short is we had a rental increase and we needed to find revenue in a certain pocket. And Jason from Western Sydney, shout out to you, bro. He come up with the idea of a corporate fighter type of thing for my members, and it's great because they were beginners. And he's just sort of helped me in guiding me through the first process of the first fight camp. And with that being said, I knew what I wanted for vibe, community, how everything was going to get laid out. I was going to use the gym, so I knew that vibe was going to be set. And it just started from there. The first one, cracker, amazing. Best vibe I've ever had. That first one was the best one, without a doubt, hands down. Next one we did, there was a couple of flaws because I thought I sort of knew the process, so I got a little bit too cocky. Right, so it was still great.
But it's also like a drug.
Yes.
The first time you're gonna do a drug, you're never gonna get that exact high again.
That's what
you're
this
gonna be
is
chasing
for me.
it.
Yeah, that's what business is for me. It
Yeah.
feels like a drug, you know what I mean? Like I always got to be doing something. But, you know, there's failures within everything that you do. So these next two events, the next fight camp, you know, it was great, but then I did it at a certain time of the year. It was hot. It was like a 40-degree day. Bro, going into the gym was the worst. You couldn't breathe in there. So obviously that process didn't go down right. Some systems as well too, when it came to like how it was laid out throughout the 10 weeks, didn't work out to plan because I tried something different. I should have just obviously went through the first structure with what I went through. And then
the last one was a bit of a pickle.
yeah, so the last one was a bit of a pickle. Basically, we were going to be so the last two fight camps was more of a corporate style, but intimate setting with just certain gyms. This one now, the last one was the third one was a sanctioned event, so everything's proper all the way down to blood work. Getting your promotions license.
There was a great sponsor.
Zoo's finance. No, Luke Jacob, the finance broker. He will fight for you.
Yeah.
He was one of our biggest sponsors.
No. Anyway, so you finally got it, but like there wasn't as many people, but that's because you had so many ups and downs with the approval of it.
I had to change the date two times, and it was probably going to be the third time. So basically, the gym needed DA approval. Same thing. When there's processes of running a proper combat sports sanctioned event and doing it with a certain league, whether it's ABL or ABA, I'm still learning.
So now it's sanctioned, but fight camp is sanctioned.
Yeah. So it wasn't what I envisioned it to be because of all of the stuff ups and what happened, but I needed to get this one done because I had guys prepping to fight. And it's gone over like 12 to 16 weeks. These guys were over it.
That would be hard for the fighters.
And I am
as well.
sorry to all of those fighters. I still express my deepest apologies to these guys, but it just happened a certain way. So basically, I was just like, fuck it, man. I'm going to run it. Here's the date. I have to do it. We need to get it done. And as with everything, literally, if I don't know what to do, I'll learn through the processes of doing it by throwing myself into the deep end. So this last fight camp, I didn't obviously bring the numbers that I wanted. I actually lost money. But in turn, from this actual fight camp itself, the whole board of the ABA and Boxing Association, all that type of stuff, they were all there. So I built the networks that I needed. Yes, I built the networks that I needed to help me progress into the further box classes that I plan ahead of time. But in saying that, they loved the setup, and it was good for me to start somewhere. So I needed to look at the processes, how everything was going to be run, looking at the gym. Once again, I plan it again. I see it in my head. And you saw I posted a picture, me by myself just looking at the ring, and I was just visioning it to say, like, that was at the end, and I was just like, okay, that wasn't what you wanted it to be, but you learned a lot from that. So what needs to happen now? And then I just sat there. I just looked at the ring. I looked upstairs. I looked at the chairs, and I said, okay, this is how things need to be this next fight camp.
Yeah.
This is what I'm going to produce.
When are you planning the next fight camp?
Look, it's going to be early November or probably start of December.
Apparently that's a pro card.
Looking to put a pro fighter onto this card.
And how much are we paying Matt Lodge? How much?
You're looking at him right now. The finance broker. He's going to fight for you.
Yeah. Fight for you financially and also for your entertainment. How much are we paying Matt Lodge to get him on board?
Look, you just say what we need.
So it's an open checkbook.
It's open
Matty the Dodge
bro.
Lodge, you heard it here first.
It's open.
It was a very good chat, brother.
I love that, man.
I hope people learned some things about you that they didn't learn, not only about you, but if anyone is aspiring to be a PT or a gym owner, I hope they learned like some things from you that, they wouldn't have learned themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, we'll put up your handles and all that, but yeah, pretty easy to find you. Instagram.
Box Class. Follow us on Box Class and Azza Box Class.
Yeah. And any ladies that follow Coach Azza that want to follow me at Tyson _ATT. Hey, it was a pleasure, brother. Hey, guys, wait. Before I go, I forgot to let you guys know at the start, like, subscribe, and drop a comment. You're probably not watching now, but if you are, you're a real one. Like, subscribe, and comment.